Hello everybody, this is 2011 Nissan Frontier. Came here for burning oil smell, which I saw excessive oil leaks on both sides, so I will be replacing the valve cover gaskets. I will have to inspect the valve covers to see if there's any damage to them because they're plastic and they normally have two beads going around the valve cover. Sometimes they get extremely bad and they crack and leak. So in that situation, installing just a gasket might not help. So we'll inspect that first. First thing we need to do is open this clamp, take out this plug, and get started. So get yourself 8mm, take out the clamp. We're going to take out this clamp here. The reason we do this is to separate the box. And then we need 10mm to open this bolt here. Apparently there's only one bolt in there. Normally there should be two. This will help you to remove this cover. This one has two connecting points, one here, so you're gonna lift and go, and here. Perfect. Next we're gonna remove these two 10mm. Okay. When you have done that, you have two options to disconnect it right here or take out the airbox. I'm just going to show you how to do with the airbox removed. You can do either way. So it's easier. You can easily just, there's something holding it down, pull on it. There you go. And then we're going to need to remove this hose here. Out, you see how much room you got. Next thing we need to do is disconnect our throttle body cables here. Ooh, that was stuck. Alright, I just got the valve cover out. Got everything cleaned. There's a silicone right here by the camshaft sprockets. And we're going to end up adding silicone to that point. So what I'm going to do is add silicone right here and right here on the engine block side. I am replacing the valve covers and the gaskets. These are the new valve covers. I just transferred this bolt back in. And the reason I'm replacing them is because the older valve cover have the inner lining damaged. So the gasket does not sit properly when the inner lining is damaged. And this valve cover has new gaskets here, new spark plug seals. I'm going to add a little bit of grease so it's easy to slide onto those sleeves and get this black on there. To get the valve cover out, you have to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bolts, and then you have to pry the cover off because sometimes it's pretty tight on there. And once you get the cover off, voila, you get a new one back in. I did not take out the fuel line. I just maneuvered the valve cover under there. I just had to unplug all these plugs here. That gives me enough room to slide the cover basically easily. So one thing you want to double check is when you're sliding the cover in, the bottom of the valve cover gasket is seated properly. So you're going to put your hand under there, feel it, make sure it's all connected, and then slap it back on. If this is most likely, that side of the gasket will hit the sleeve if you're not paying attention and fall off and come off track. So you want to make sure that doesn't happen. That way you can save yourself a headache after you do an install. Double check all your gasket seals all around, and there are what they're using is these 10 mil bolts to go into the valve cover right here. So you're going to add those, tighten them down, put your coils back in. So I use this setup to get to the bolts at the bottom on the back right here, and then there's one bolt here, and then you can go right here to go to the bolt in the corner, and then there's a bolt right here. You can get to it by using this socket set. And if you want to switch, you can. Otherwise, you can definitely easily get to all the bolts that are on the valve cover just by using this setup. Next, I'm just going to drop all my ignition coils in because I had to remove these guys to get to the valve cover. So you can plug the ignition coil back in like that. Drop it in. Next one. Drop it in. Next one. Drop it in. Perfect. Now we just bring our harness back here for the ignition coils. And the third plug that you see that went behind the harness there is for the oxygen sensor. Yeah, so plugged. Then you have your 10mm bolts for the coil hold down. Let's tighten these guys. Perfect. There you go. This plug back here is for the oxygen sensor. I did disconnect mine, and if you did yours as well, just like me, make sure you plug this guy back in, or you're gonna have a whole host of and checking your lights and codes coming up. There you go. Make sure you hear the click. Secure the hose back into their clamps, and put the wiring harness back into their secure locations. This I'm not connecting because I have to remove the intake manifold to get to that side. And for that, we need to open these 10mm bolts going all the way around the manifold. So to remove the intake manifold, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts. And then you have 2 bolts here holding the flange down. And until you remove that, you cannot get to this bolt. This is a brake booster hose. You don't have to disconnect from here because it takes a little longer to work on it. So I just disconnected from the booster. Make sure you do not remove that nipple, otherwise you will discharge the booster. So, and then behind here, they got 2 bolts. You can get to them from this side of the plate. I'm not removing the coolant lines from the throttle body, keeping that on. So right now I can get access to these. So first thing we're gonna do, just like any other one, remove all the coils by these 10mm. Here we go. Perfect. Right. Take those out, pull the coils out. You can unplug them better when you pull them out like that. Once you get your coils out, there's a harness right here. You just gotta free it from the mounting bracket so you can get to the 10mm inside. These are all the bolts from the valve cover. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You can get to that from this side of the bracket. And then 10 right here. Then you can just pull the valve cover out. Yeah, you need to pry it out. So pry it out and then just lift and slide it out. That's how you're gonna install it too. And this is a silicone zone right here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you see these spots here? You have to clean that up on both sides. Add new silicons in these both corners and then put the cover back in. That side does not have any silicone. We're gonna go ahead and clean the surface and I'll be right back. I have new valve covers, so I'm just gonna put new valve covers after this. I just got the new valve cover seating properly. Tighten all the bolts down. Now I'm just gonna slide all the coils, and you can see the coils are a lot easier to plug when they're loose, so you can just plug them in and connect them back in there. 10mm bolts back in there, tighten them down. Get a next one. This coil sits a little slanted, but it's alright. On the coils, I'm just gonna use hand ratchet because you don't want to use torque wrenches. The extra studs holding the coil could strip, and you don't want that. Perfect. And you have to make sure the coils are seated properly before you start tightening them too. Because if not, then you'll have a problem with spark. Okay, so hand tighten all 3 coils. Let's secure the wiring right there. Perfect. This hose has to connect here, and the other side connects with the other valve cover. Other side connects right here. There you go. Perfect. At this point, I'm just going to guide the intake manifold in place and connect my brake booster line, and then back there's one plug. I'm just going to connect that one, and look at, you can see right here, and then bracket down here. All right, that's the plug, the back of the manifold that needs to be connected. Here we go. Valve cover are done. We're just going to tighten all bolts for the intake manifold. So your completed install before putting the airbox back in should look something like this. You got a vacuum line right here. You got this ready for the box, connects onto the valve cover. Now that's all on this valve cover. This one has a PCV that connects here. And then you have, if you don't remove this, you're fine. Then you have a plug back there. Make sure that is connected. Then there's a bolt back here for this intake manifold arm. Make sure that is connected. If you removed any of the ignition coils, make sure they're plugged. Oxygen sensor is plugged. And then check your vacuum line going from valve cover to valve cover. Make sure they're plugged. Once you check everything looks good, your booster hose is connected, then you can put your air box back in. So just get this guy lined up. Perfect. Make sure your filter is in there. Without a filter, it's not a good idea. Let's connect the mass airflow meter sensor. Connect this vacuum line here. Okay. And then we have these two 10 bolts right here, 10 mil. Tighten this guy up. Let's put the box back in. Next, we're just gonna put the cover. This cover goes right here. Line it up with the actual slip. Connects. And then we put in our only bolt here. Perfect. Now we get 8mm and tighten these up, and I'm gonna go start the car. Okay, let's secure this cable because we need that. Let's go start it. See how she is. All right. Perfect. No codes. Alright, so it's running nice, no hesitation, no vacuum leaks. All the plugs are connected and work is done. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is what it takes to replace your valve cover gaskets and spark plugs and intake manifold gasket in the same way. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you in the next video. Bye.